So between building a house and buying a house, which one would you prefer? Hello everyone, hope you're doing great. This is Michael, and then I have with me Mr. Larry.
Hey, Larry.
On this video, we're going to talk about a subject that is very, very important. Should you buy a property or should you build a property? I mean, a house, based on your financial capacity and then wants and options and needs and all of those things that influences your decision. So we're going to have that conversation. And I know that at the end of the day, it will go a long way to help somebody make an informed decision of what he or she chooses to do, whether to build or to buy. All right, so let's go straight to having that conversation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Doc Simon.
So, Larry, so between building a house and buying a house, which one would you prefer? And what do you think are the advantages? I mean, you can talk on both sides. Actually.
Yes, I'll talk on both sides, but I'll first talk as a professional.
Okay.
Well, for buying a house, I don't prefer that because I don't know the specifications, I don't know the material used, I don't know the cost involved. Okay, that was used for the development of the house you are buying. Okay. I'm not saying that how houses built are very bad. No. All I'm trying to say is, before you build a house or you buy a house, you have to think about these options.
Options, of course.
Well, buying a house, what goes into it is one, the material used. The material can be fuel. It can also be quality.
So you're speaking in favor of building a house?
Building a house.
Okay.
Yes. Building a house. So right now, I'm talking about, buying a house that you don't know. When you see a house, it's nice, but I'm talking about the material. Now, look at the cost also involved. Sometimes the costs are overpriced due to a forecast of the time built and then the time a customer or a client to purchase that property. So, if an investor makes money or invests into a business, definitely he wants profit, and we know that properties, as time goes on, it's yielding more interest. And location is also one key thing. When you buy a property, you get to see where you want to stay. Let's take East Legon. It's very difficult to get land now to buy, so you prefer to stay East Legon. Now you get to East Legon, you choose the house you want. That's the design and everything. You're comfortable with the design and everything you stay. But passionately in you, I know you have a dream home.
Okay, so you are speaking, if you ask me, I'm going to say that you are speaking from a contractor point of view.
That's it.
Okay, and then you're looking at the quality in mind. But do you also know that there are also some builders out there that, they build quality structures and they sell it? Sometimes such properties are very, very expensive.
That's true.
Because they know what they have put into building such houses.
That's very
and
true.
They are expensive. So like I said earlier, you were speaking in favor of building, and I agree with you based on the fact that you don't know the material they used. And I think that's the reason why before anybody would buy a house, they would want to go see the property, take a very closer detailed look at the materials that are used, the thickness of the block and the frames of the door, the kitchen, the ceiling. And it's very, very important. I think developers also need to understand that the people that are buying the houses, sometimes it's more like they are life-saving.
That's true.
So they are expecting quality of every level. So in terms of the kitchen, in terms of the windows, in terms of the floor, in terms of the quality of the block and everything. And so they consider that. Because if I'm to buy a house, for instance, I want to buy a house and then I go look at the house and then it doesn't really fit in the quality that I assume that if I should have built mine, this is how I wanted it to be. If it doesn't fit within that criteria, of course I'm going to back off. But if I look at the house and then I'm convinced that this is quality and it resides in a very good location that I want, of course I'll go ahead and
go
buy
ahead.
a property there, is even instead of building.
That is very true.
It has a lot of advantages too.
Well, for me, I think it's true, but as my point of view as a contractor, I'll tell you that buying a house is good, but the challenge there is you don't get what you really want all the time. And you mentioned something which I was very happy about. One, you get to get the quality about the house you're buying because of the price.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, we are in Ghana now, so we are thinking right now what is happening around us. How many people can afford the luxury apartments? Only few. And when I say few to even go and buy the homes. Okay. If you are building your own house, you go at a pace where you get to know that the foundation will cost this. You prepare for that.
Yeah.
You're not rushing. You take your time. Anytime you are ready,
It loses some financial pressure.
that is true. It is financial
Yeah.
burden on you. Even though some stages in construction, it needs not to be waited upon
For a long time.
for a longer time. Okay, because when it's exposed to the weather, you also have its effect. At least that you know that at the end of the day, the quality, the material that goes in, the type of finishes you want, you get to choose them.
Then more cost.
You get what I'm saying? So those are the few advantages that you have over building over buying. You get it? But I mean, there are great developers out there who are making good job, done. I mean, there are a lot of them, and we are not here to advertise their name, like I always.
Of course, I think
say,
we deal with great developers. I mean,
that's true.
If you look at some of the properties we are selling, you realize that we just don't go and take any property and put it up in the market, because we are also looking at the fact that the monies that people are spending to buy this is a very hard-earned money, and we wouldn't want to pitch them something that is substandard.
That's true.
And then I think, to me, one of the advantages of buying property is one, location.
Yes,
like you
location.
mentioned earlier.
It's very important.
I mean, for instance, I've always dreamt to stay in East Legon. I know that I can't afford the land in East Legon. There is no land in East Legon. Any land in East Legon, maybe you're buying an old property, demolished, and build whatever you want. So in that particular scenario, it would do me well to buy a property in East Legon. You understand? Because it's one of the prime areas. But another good example or good reason why I would also buy a property is that I don't want to spend my whole time chasing after workers to just
this one
come and do this, come and do that. So it releases the stress of building.
That's true.
You understand? And then another reason why I would also buy a property is that time. Because time is of the essence. You understand? Maybe I wouldn't want to spend like 5 years to just be building. I mean, a year or two to be building. Once I have the money cash down to buy and just live it. And so it saves you time.
Yes, and even that money you have down, okay, when the years goes by, materials are also increased. So your money might not be able to buy those things that you wish.
So it saves you. I think it gives you the location you want.
Yes.
It saves you a lot of stress. It saves you time.
Yeah.
The only thing it doesn't save you is money.
That's true. That's the
only thing buying a house doesn't save you.
That's true.
It doesn't save you money. But it presents you the opportunity and luxury to have a house situated in the exact location that you want.
Yes.
Without,
overthinking
yourself whether contractors are actually on site building what you want them to do, or maybe plumbers are not doing the right thing, or maybe subcontractors are doing some substandard work and all that. It saves you all the stress.
That's true.
So I'm speaking in favor of buying a property.
So
but I know the advantages of there are tons of advantages in building.
So building too, before you consider building, you need to look at the developer.
Yeah.
One, you need to look at the one supervising. Maybe you can't afford a developer.
Yeah.
So let's also look at those who can, afford those supervising. Now, remember, in our era, I see a lot of mistakes people who are building are doing. I'm your friend. You see that he has a nice plan. A mason came to do the building for him or her. And the fact that the mason was able to do it, but he did not use the specifications as stated in the drawings, or perhaps all the drawings are given to him, he don't go according to. Bear in mind, it's going to cost you in the future. That is why sometimes you need an expert, okay, who understands these drawings to transfer these drawings onto the ground. So if I'm a friend and he has done it for you, that same mistake, he comes to do that for me.
Yeah.
Refer to him. Well, for me, I think he's making good money by charging you and he's delivering. But what also goes into the building, you are not so sure.
So in that regard, would you say that that is a disadvantage of building?
Yes, that's a disadvantage of building.
Contracting somebody who's not qualified to give you what he has put on
like
paper on
transfer
the land,
to
to the land.
It's sometimes
it could cost you.
Yeah.
It could actually cost you more money. Even how do I put it? It costs you more money that you could even have used to buy 2 or 3 properties.
And that's where sometimes the regret comes in. I should have even bought
a house instead of building.
So the advantage and disadvantage. I think I've mentioned the advantage of building. You get the specifications you want. You get, move at a pace
that you want based on your financial capacity
aspect. And then the disadvantage, if you don't get a qualified, skilled people to manage. Now, we have what we call program of works. Now, program of works in construction or in development helps the contract or the development manage wisely. In construction, people don't really follow these program of works just because the fact that they feel it needs to be done, so they are doing. No. Waste is something that is also not considered when people are building. That's a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Waste.
Okay.
You give this job to a layman, he tells you need 7 bags of cement. Actually, he will buy the 7 bags. But during the execution of the jobs, he considers, or let me use a better word, he wastes the materials because he's not really skilled enough to save a lot of the materials on your behalf. He's doing plastering, and or you go there, all the mortar is on the floor. At least
he's wasting it.
If he puts something there, okay, whatever falls in, he can gather them. There is a way to revive those materials to be used again.
Yeah. In order to save you cost.
But
but because it's not qualified,
it
wastes your materials. And sometimes that's shady work, which will also cost you more to redo.
More.
Do you know it costs more to demolish mistaken works? If I said it right, it costs more to correct a mistake in a building.
In a building industry.
Judging from what you've said, advantages of building, it saves you cost.
Yes.
You go at your own pace. You also do.
You can choose to customize the type of project you want. You
choose your design.
Your dream home.
You put it up just the way you want it to be.
If you are fortunate to get a good developer, you get the quality that you are assured.
Yeah.
If you are lucky to have
a good developer to buy good materials.
Yes. Yes. Also, because we can have some developers buying substandard materials
in order to save money for their own pocket.
Yes.
I think the issue here is getting somebody that is trusted.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why a lot of Ghanaians in the diaspora, anybody that is trying to build, are now looking for companies that are qualified to build for them. After seeing, of course, subsequent projects that they have done, then you get to understand how they build. what is their philosophy?
Yeah.
Are they really looking at the clients that they're building for? I think one thing that really has to be considered is the trust in the kind of people that you are, you know, giving your product to. Are they going to use the right materials? At every stage, building is very, very delicate. At every stage, it is very, very important that you do the right thing. Say, for instance, you're building, starting from the foundation.
That's
all right.
True.
A type of foundation to be used
is very important.
It's very important. So, and if the developer is very good, he knows that you don't use a generic foundation on every kind of land, because you have some waterlogged area. You can't use a generic foundation for such. You have we have a hard ground. You can't. There are some foundations that goes to each land. So if a developer is not fully aware that, okay, this land is a bit waterlogged, or maybe this land is not that hard, let's try and use this foundation, and then he decides to use generic foundation. And at the end of the day, you realize that you have cracks within the building. You realize that you have lots of dampness within rising,
which is
on the wall, peeling off your paint, and even your plastering, you know, peeling them off. So technically, these things really has to be, you know, looked at. And at every stage, like I said, everything has to be done well. If you get the foundation wrong, you know, the position of the door will be wrong.
And we see a lot. We see a lot of them.
You know, I think we've had a very great conversation, and then we are going to be having more of this conversation when we talk about real estate, we talk about properties, we talk about anything that has to do with construction, so far as Ghana and other African countries are concerned. Because I think this might as well. Because regardless of where you are, this principle applicable to any location, everywhere in the world. So we're just going to be talking more about this, and then just to help the people out there, just to help all of our fam out there, whether you're thinking of building in Kenya, Liberia, there are all these things that are considered. Maybe you want to even build in Florida. You know, you should consider one of or two of all these things. It's very, very important. So we'll be having more of this conversation, more like a podcast, and then right here on Doc Simon official YouTube channel. So if this is your first time or you're new, if you're interested to know that on Doc Simon we talk about everything real estate, we bring you great property deals right here in Ghana that are up in the market for sale or rent. We also engage ourselves in construction, architecture, everything that has to do with building. You're in the right place. So that's right. We have the team, you know, team. We are part of the team. We are part of the team. We are good at it. We love doing it. We love doing it. You know, it's very, very important, because at the end of the day, everybody deserves a home, and that's the our motto. That's the core of what is driving us. Everybody deserves a home, whether luxury, affordable, whether you want to buy, you want to build. At the end of the day, everybody deserves a home. So if you're new, just kindly click on the red subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified anytime we upload a new video. Until next time, have a wonderful day and stay blessed.